Content warning. The following show contains a host that smokes like a train going through a tunnel in 1885. Not to mention discussions of fictitious violence, some subjects that may be emotionally gut wrenching, and of course, some things that some of y'all just don't want to hear. All right? So that's just what we doing. So your discretion is advised. All right? Here we go. You really didn't have to go, didn't I? Like really, didn't I? Didn't I have to go there? Isn't that fun? You know what? You can just let's just start. Hey everyone, how's it going out there? This is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. And at present, I gotta do a little something to get the camera working. Because yeah, it looks like I didn't quite do all of that. So we're doing a little technical thing right here. I didn't get the show started a little at the same time, and I will totally explain how that happens. Just give us a little bit of a sec. Grab a snack. Yeah, that's it. Grab a snack and know that we'll be here in just a sec. All right, guys? Yeah, so Okay, everyone, we'll be right back. It looks like I have to restart OBS. Ah. All right, everybody. How you guys doing out there? I am Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and welcome to the Hobby Hall. Oh, well, got Jenna Wren in here already. Hello, everyone. Hello to Ella, Ox, Ella Sadra, Call of Fortnite, Commander Root, Drop Snatch, Lisa Bell, Cat High, Lori Pub, and Miss Swartz RN. You know what? That actually sounds like a CBS show. 7 o'clock tonight, it's one nurse against a group of terrorists. Come on in for Miss Schwartz, RN. That's actually kind of cool. Check my email. All right, I'm checking my email. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check my email because somebody has said, check your email. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm checking my email. So, welcome to the Hobby Hall. And this is the show where instead of talking about games at great length and behavior at the gaming table and all that jazz, we actually get in to make something. We actually start making stuff. And today, I really need to get these robots painted. I got so many giant robots, and I just been I've literally just been doing the thing. So yeah, that's a major thing. That right there is a major thing that I have been doing. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see what I got over here. So many different things that I gotta do and say, but yes, this is the show where we talk about many things. Okay. So with all that, oh, and now my phone's going, hey, I think I'm gonna die real quick. So of course, so just a couple of things just out the way, making stuff kind of quick out there. Sorry about being late. So I literally was answering a whole bunch of emails today and dealing with the state and dealing with a couple of other things. And then when I came out to do my show prep, okay. Yeah, and when I came out to do my show prep, I was met with a stray dog standing in between me and the door to the studio. Just a dog. And then I realized I left one of my gates open. So I came out and there's this boxer looking at me like, what's up? And I'm like, are you my dog now? Like, do you live here? I don't recall buying you. I don't recall looking out, but I have been talking a lot about getting a Tibetan Mastiff one day because I want to name him Mouse because I'm a great big nerd. And if you know, you know. So, as I was stating, so I ended up looking at this dog. Now, here's the thing. if there's a stray dog on your property, you can do a whole bunch of different things. You can flip out and be like, but if you do that, the dog might flip out, then there's barking and somebody might get bit. And I'm like, I don't know this dog. I don't know if it's had its shots. I don't know. I mean, it's not foaming at the mouth. It doesn't even look dehydrated. So that's cool, but I don't know if it's carrying rabies. And if anything, if that dog bites me, know this. I would have come in, did the show, and then gone to the doctor after, because that's just the kind of maniac I am. However, I just kind of looked at the dog with all the stuff that I'm bringing out for the show today. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, all right. So you live here? Okay, well, you can hang out here and stuff, but I am cutting the grass eventually. So you probably won't like it back here after we're all done, but we'll see what's up. Hopefully you have an owner. I didn't call animal control. I didn't call the pound, because that would have been another 5 or 10 hours in dealing with those people, because I'm in metropolitan Los Angeles, specifically South Metropolitan Los Angeles, right? Like real talk, there was a possum that got into my house one night like a year ago, and sure enough, yeah, I called up animal control, and after keeping me on hold for 2.5 hours, they let me know, yeah, well, the nearest time somebody can come out and get the thing is at 5 a.m. And I'm like, it's already 3, send them. It's not like I'm going back to bed, thank you. And they're like, well, if you got a blanket, you can pick the thing. Oh! Yes, all right, we got a new subscriber. Thank you so much, Jenna Wren. You are awesome. All right, and it looks like tier 1, so I'm hoping that you use your Amazon Prime account. And if, that way you can make sure that you don't have to spend no money. But if you do, I seriously appreciate it. And the rest of you guys, you could do that. Well, thank you. Figured I'd watched enough. I gotta support my buddy. Of course, you say that, and I start singing the song about a doll from 1987. I'm sitting up, my buddy, wherever I go, he go, my buddy. And I'm like, oh, wow, I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I really wanted one. Partly because, I was a very lonely child, and I had already, did origami to do, a bunch of little animals, and I, put little, drew pictures of faces on paper, and I would put it on pillows, and we would have little shows. And yeah, I was that kid, and I had good friends, but my closest friends had crazy parents. And when I say crazy parents, where I grew up, there's bars on all the windows, and bars on I had bars on all the windows and bars on all the doors. And my best friend's parents were crazy. So a good amount of my childhood hanging with my friends is me sitting on the porch, talking to them through the barred doors. Not that there's a school to prison pipeline or anything, but y'all get that. So when I didn't feel like doing that, I would sit up and I would make little paper things and pretend to be one of the planes from Robotech and just kind of sit crouched up in some kind of yoga position, pretending I was a plane in my backyard on the concrete. Yes, I was a strange child. Okay, I was a strange child. But yes. So, when I saw my buddy, I'm like, oh my God, I want one of those. Then I remembered I lived in the hood, or I was reminded that I live in the hood. So having a doll that was most of my size that I carried around definitely made me a target for predators. Oh, you had the kid sister version. It's sister, like any other girl needs another doll, kid sister. I'm kidding. So if you guys are digging what you're looking at and all that stuff, please take the time to subscribe and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And I really do. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys got any questions, comments, or anything like that, well, you know what? You guys can feel free to reach out and contact me. All right, contact me at backinthedeck@gmail.com. It's BACKINTHEDECK @gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. Reach out to me on Twitter at Back on the Deck, Instagram at Back on the Deck, TikTok at BidP. That's right, I spelled it phonetically because somebody already had BID_P and I don't know why. And if you were part of that wretched hive of scum and villainy, then come on down to Deckers on the Book. That right there is our open Facebook group where we can talk to each other, show our artwork, share our stories, get ideas, all that other stuff. Okay, that is some stuff that we can definitely get into and look at all of that stuff. So now that we got that out the way, I want to say, hey, what's up? And I'm so glad that we got a new subscriber today. Woohoo! Now maybe Mr. Twitch won't be sending those very tall looking men in ill-fitting suits to my door going, so your subscriber count's down. This is a nice little Twitch channel you got. Be ashamed if something happened to it. Of course, nothing happens to the channels that have a high subscriber count. Capiche? Type of thing. So yeah, I'm actually glad to be back here. Now, today, I'm glad we got some new faces, some returning faces, because I haven't seen Schwartz RN for a little while. Let's see, who else? And of course, oh, dude, Call of Fortnite, you're back here again. I think you like us. I think show. I think you like listening to a crazy man rant about principles and paint. I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. I think that's pretty cool. Did I go through all that and forget? Am I going in to get my palette? No. I'm here, you're here. That's what we're doing. In the meantime, we just gotta improvise, overcome, adapt. So let me show you guys what we are working on today. All right, so today, we got a thing because I am a really big nerd, and a friend of mine wanted to utilize our 3D printing service. So what he picked up was this thing from Station Forge. Oh my god, that looks so awesome. It's like the Iron Giant Part 2, hell bent for leather. Seriously, look at this guy. This guy is just so cool looking because I love robots. Not just mecha, but I love robots. I love the idea of people making stuff. That is so cool. And the 3D file is from Station 4. Find them on My Mini Factory. No, they are not sponsoring this episode. They also have an Etsy store where you can buy one of these for like $60 or something like that. But yeah, so they did all that stuff, and you literally get all these STLs. And so, of course, he wanted to utilize my 3D printing services. So, I bought the thing, I got the resin, and that's right, I squeaked because I got another giant robot. So, and this was the test one. Now, whenever I do all this stuff, whenever I make stuff for other people, I start with making a version for myself, primarily to work out all the kinks, to see if the files print properly, to see what corrections I gotta make. What's going on, black and white now in color? Again, be the big robot. I like the big robot. So yeah, and I have so many big robots, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't believe in a pile of shame. Okay, I really don't. Or as some folks say, a pile of opportunity. I can easily fall into that trap of, as you guys know, we make our own props and our own merchandise here. For the most part, we have a merch shop. If y'all want t-shirts and all of that jazz, I should probably just pull it up and show you guys, because I know we're having a sale right now, because we're always having a sale. We're also part of the Patreon and all that other jazz. So there's a lot with that. But yeah, you guys can head on over to T Public. Okay, let me just put a link right here in the chat. You can head on over. Yep, again, about 35% off. Of course, there's 35% off right now. And we have t-shirts, hoodies, baseball t-shirts, you know, and this is our design right here, you know, that kind of thing. We got COVID masks. We've got stuff for kids. All right, like seriously. Oh, look, we even included pillows. My two favorite things are the Back in the Deck coffee mugs and the Back in the Deck notepads. All right. Yeah, I do remember Robot Jocks. That movie was pretty awesome. And yes, we're having a sale, black and white now in color. Get 35% off if you order now. But the prices increases in 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 8 seconds. All right, so that's enough for my stuff. But yeah, I mean, tapestry, pins, phone cases, we got all that stuff. And of course, there's a 3D printing service that we do. So, you know, if y'all like, if y'all go like, yeah, there's this 3D print, there's this STL file that I really want and all that other stuff. But since we have a 3D printer farm here at Back in the Deck, I can get a little crazy sometimes. I could go like, no printing, no printing, no printing, no printing. And then, we'll get a donation or I'll get paid from one of my myriad of jobs outside of here, and I'll end up getting a bunch of printer resin. And I'm like, cool, well, I am going to be filming battle reports, so I need this army and then robots and all this other stuff to make stuff look really cool for you guys. Not to mention, most of the stuff that we paint here in the hobby hall on air, I actually 3D print here in house. Okay. I am going to be opening up a few donations. We got a Carnival thing. We got a Fallout thing going. We still have Fire Team Zero, which we'll be talking about in the months to come. Right. Yes. Oh, no. I don't have Imperial/Chaos Knights. I have giant walking robot tanks. Because here we don't do name brand stuff. We do inspired by, but legally distinct from. So, you know, I keep telling people Back in the Deck stuff is the Santee Alley or the Korean bargain bin. You know, the Korean swap meet version of that stuff. So, so what we're going to be doing today is painting up one of those things, but I have a problem I need your guys' help with, and I'm dead serious. I really need your guys' help with this because so many things to paint, and this robot, I'm just like, dude, it kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant, but it has an arc reactor in it instead of a blank plate to put the Superman S, so I can't make it go Superman. You know, I can't quite do that as much as I want to. Because there's just no space for it within the realm of my creative skills. And I don't have those creative skills because, again, I'm not that kind of painter. Oh, and I just got word from a friend to the channel that they have a game for unboxing. So this is pretty awesome all the way across the board. That's very, very cool. So with all of that, okay, with all of that, wow, I just got a very long email. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah. All right. So anyhow, with all of that, this looks like to be a very sensitive email, and I don't want to cry on screen because I'm prone to doing that, and we're not watching the end of Terminator 2, nor are we watching the Neverending Story, nor are we watching the first 20 minutes of Up. All right? I love robots, but I am not a robot. So, with all of that being said, let's get to the hobby hall. All right? Let's head on over to the hobby hall. And take a look. Where? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Love, love, love you, honey. Is this not working? Always something, isn't it? So before we do that, I guess I'll be talking and making sure that everything is working the way that it needs to work. So yeah, that's just a real thing. I'm trying to get as little stuff going. But the help that I need with you guys, okay, and I'm serious, the help that I need from you guys is actually pretty simple. So I'm kind of stuck because I got robots. Robots are awesome. I love having robots. I really do. I think they're great. My problem with the robots that I have is color palette, right? I have a hard time determining what colors. Uh-oh, Neon's here. Neon Arlecchino is here, dropping the ooh, there we go. Let's plug that back in. Yeah, dropping the invitation to the Discord server into the chat. But yeah, And you know what? By the way, thank you for being here, Neon, and it has been awesome. It has been awesome with you. To not have to put you back under your bridge. You've been super awesome. Let's see what colors you pick. Well, see, that's the thing. Call of Fortnite. That's what I need your guys' help with, because I'm at a loss. I'm at a true and serious loss as to what colors to pick. I don't know what color I should make this bloody robot. I want to know, but I don't know. I don't know what color to make it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what color to make this thing. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today and what today's show is about. We can paint all day long. We can figure out bunches of different things. Paint and create and there we go. And hope for the best. Aha, not recognized. Aha, you see that there is something. So let's see if we can do this. Deactivate. Activate. But it always helps to have some sort of idea in mind, okay? When it comes to, wow, there's just so much there. Boop, 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 boop. All right, driver error. That is happening. You're just that I normally do this stuff before the show, but one of the things that, like I said, one of the things that happened for the show is yeah, I ended up having a confrontation. Yeah, I ended up having a confrontation with a stray dog. So, that's very much a weird thing. Ooh, Egyptian ancient colors. Green would work on the arms and red for the head and silver on the body. Green with gold trim. All right. Silver, red, and white. White and red panda colors. All right. I'm glad that you guys have a lot to say on this. This is being really weird right now because always having a problem getting a camera working. So, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to put up a poll, all right? And you guys have actually started helping me with the poll that I want to put up. Let me just video capture device, add video capture device 3. Oh yes, that works. Okay, so since that is working, we're gonna put this here, and then we're gonna that and fit to screen, because that is what we do. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to put up a polywall to make absolutely sure that you know, we get as much airness as possible within within this little thing. So oh no, I don't want to lose any of that. There we go. There we go. We're just gonna there we are. Okay, now that's a lot better. We can now go to the hobby hall. Polka dots of gold on a red body. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna put up a poll. Wait, see if I can do this proper. Good and proper. Poll. All right. Robot colors. Put up a poll for the main color. Okay. Main color. Because this is gonna be a long one, because there's a lot to paint here. So we've had cream, red. What are some of the other colors that we have had, guys? Let's see. Cream. Now, cream with gold trim, I kind of dig it. I have an army that is that color. Let's see here. Monochrome. Okay, yeah. Monochrome. Hang on. Red with dots. Monochrome with dots. And let me put let's see. Let's see. All right. And gold base. All right. Gold base. Now, the chat has spoken. The chat has spoken. And now, for all you lurkers out there, I want to put you guys, I'm going to put you guys out there to work as well. So, the poll is up. Main colors, all right? But what we are going to do is do a little bit of repair. And since this is a big robot, we're going to do the colors that I think need to be on every single robot, and that is the metallic covering, the metallics of the undercarriage. So let's head over. My God, it looks like such a mess. All right, let's head over to the hobby hall, and let's head over to the hobby hall and check out the things that we have to make work. All right. You know, I should probably, yeah, that's actually a much better, that's actually a much better thing. So yeah, give it some thought. What color are we doing? Yeah, baby. Oh, wait a second. I didn't give him the claw. There we go. That's a lot closer. So yeah. So what colors are we doing? What do we need? So yeah, guys, participate in the poll. Be part of it. Come on, Deckers. Y'all got this. You know, y'all got this, Deckers. Oops, wrong one. Mm-hmm. And we're here. So the first thing that we got is this Gatling gun, right? We've got this Gatling gun, and the glue on it kind of sort of gave. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning on this, but this is just a Gatling gun. Look at me, I'm a gun. And that being the case, whenever you're painting a mini, start with the thing that you are most familiar with. All right, so we're gonna start with a little bit of lead belcher. Okay, air, lead belcher, air. Now again, I normally say stay away from pots, paint pots. Okay, they're a gateway mess. All right, but it's what I got, so I didn't have to pay for this. All right, so I got a little bit of that, and we're just gonna dry brush, because I find that dry brushing metallics tend to be one of the easiest ways, especially when it's dry brushing over black. My God. But again, I forgot to bring out my palette today. Star Wars creamsicle colors. Yeah. I don't know. I thought about the whole Star Trek thing as well, but you know, I'm trying to stay away from an Iron Giant look. Not say that's bad, but let's see what the poll has to say about this. So yeah, so we're just gonna do a heavy overbrush right here, because we got the you know. Now, since I grew up in the hood, I am not the biggest fan of guns. All right, I'm really not. But if I were to have to be a fan of guns, I do like Gatling guns. They just look so cool, you know. And since everything that we do here we do for fiction, oh my God, really? Yep, it looks like the poll. It looks like the poll has spoken. Red with polka dots. All right, fine. I'll make this look like Tony Stark. You know, that's what all right, red with polka dots. All right, red with polka dots with the dakas. All right, you know, that's what we'll do. Red polka dots. All right. Y'all have spoken. You have spoken with your reds. That is what you guys want. That is what you suggest. That is what we're going to do. All right, that's... See? And here we go. Yeah, now that's looking pretty good. Now, I do like starting with the metallics. I do. Partly because of the immediate gratification that comes with it, and partly because metallics are so easy over black. It's a really quick warm-up. It's a really cool thing to do. Okay, So there we go. Look at that. Oh, yeah. This looks like it's ready for... All right. So, yeah, that's some good stuff. But we also have its belt chain. All right. It's chain belt. Okay. Because why not? Why not get its ammo going? Okay. So we'll just do the ammo here. So that's layer 1. Layer 1, just getting that ammo down there. All right. So that's what we got. We got this going. Ooh, look at that. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. Okay. Ah, man, I feel all accomplished and crap. Look at how that looks. All right. But one color of metals, not really all that jazz. You know, that jazz isn't cool. Now, I'm going to do something special with this. All right. We're going to take some of the Liquitex basic silver, which is not one of my favorite silvers, but it's what I got. And we're going to do a major overbrush of the whole thing. All right. Major overbrush. Okay. Y'all see that? Okay. So we got the gunmetal and the silver. Even on camera, you guys are seeing the difference in the tone. And there's a reason for that. All right. Cause y'all want red? All right, I'll give y'all red. We gonna go red. All right. We're talking red. Ooh boy, look at all that. Okay. And my favorite part about working with acrylic paints, all right, is that acrylic paints are relatively cheap. The Liquitex thing costs $6. All right. Now, it's not very, what's the term? It's not very saturated with colors. Okay. It really isn't. It's not a very saturated with color type thing. That's not what it does. It's not what it's there for. Okay. You know, the lead belcher, far more saturated with color. Far more. Okay. Now, we are going to let that dry. And I mean like really dry. Okay. Because like I say, we got a plan. But now that I got some of this, we're just going to dry brush over the top with this to bring it down, or to bring up that shine. Shine and shine through. Woo, 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 woo. Red, black, pink, yellow, green, and blue. I have no idea. Still like the apple barrel. You know, apple barrel is really good for a lot of things. I tend to use it mostly for terrain. Okay. Now we've got his spalders here. All right. And we're going to take that silver. Okay. And we're going to do silver on top of that. Okay. Again, we're taking that silver and we want this thing shiny. Okay. So shiny that someone from New Zealand will write a song about it. I'm talking shiny. Okay. Yeah. Super shiny. That's what I want. Now, if I had the plan on doing what you guys have inspired me to do today, when I first printed this thing off, I would have made really tiny layers so that this thing came out smooth. Okay. And I'm talking like 0.001 layers on this, because the 3D printing thing is like my thing. All right. Yeah, and like I said, Apple Barrel is good. The Liquitex stuff is like the next layer up. But man, it just takes so many layers, so many layers. Okay, now the thing about this is that it tends to dry a little darker, so we have to do coat after coat after coat. Coat, coat, coat. Versus miniatures paints. Now, the brush that I'm using for this is literally yet another brush that I got from the dollar store. All right. I talk all the time, especially here in the hobby hall, about how whenever you talk to model makers or watch a YouTube video or talk to anybody that does the art thing that you really want to do, the first thing they do is scare you away with all of the most expensive tools. You know, like, sir, it is so annoying from my perspective. You know, it's like, oh yeah, if you're gonna do this, yeah, just go get this paint. Just go get it. Okay, that's what you should do. You should just go get this paint. And look at this guy. Oh god. Oh, I'm so jazzed. Look at this. Oh, he is so great. So, since y'all want red, I'm reminded of my mother. Okay, I'm really reminded of my mother. In the hood, like in a lot of other places, we play these games where, like, we see a fancy car driving by and we're like, that's gonna be my car when I grow up. You know, that car's gonna be mine. And my mom played this game all the way back in the 1950s. I think it was like, or early 60s. Okay, it was 1960. I think it was 64, 65 that she did this. And she saw a Mercedes-Benz drive by. And she said, I'm gonna have me one of those one day. Okay? And my whole life she was like, yep, I want a Mercedes and I want it candy apple red. And I'm like, all right, cool, that's a thing. I want a 1977 Harley Davidson Shovelhead. That's what I want. You know, I said when the bike itself was taller than me. And the thing is, I think when my mom was like 54 or something. Hang on. 53. No, she was 50. No, wait, it was already old when she got it. Yeah, so it was like 54, 55. After working herself mostly to death, she finally, after all those years, this would probably be easier with an airbrush, but if all y'all don't have an airbrush, then I'm not going to use an airbrush much on this show, because this is about me showing y'all that you don't need all those expensive tools. All right, $6 paint, 35-cent brush, and patience. So she got her Mercedes. Actually, she finally got her Mercedes. It took her entire life to get her dream car. I'm a little bitter over it, because I don't think that anybody who works a full-time job should have to work it for decades to get something that simple. You know, it's just a car. It's not like she wanted a jet, you know, not like Tom Cruise was sitting up doing a, you know, so yeah. Yeah, well, here's the irony. That car is now mine, and I have not been able to get the damn thing to work for 2 years. But yeah. So, since y'all want this thing red with polka dots, the reason I'm going with such high silver is that we're making this little guy candy apple red with polka dots. So, how are we gonna do shine? Well, when you want to do shiny on a thing, and I know if you guys out there are like, no, everything is grim dark, stop it. All right, the way that we get shiny, there are so many candy coat kits that are out there that will cost you 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks. All right, and I ain't gonna lie, they are amazing. They're awesome kits. All right. And I mean, when I say amazing, they're the stuff that you use to do cars, not necessarily miniature cars. I'm talking cars. All right. But we are going to get the dollar store effect on that thusly. We're starting with a super bright silver on top of our black base coat. All right. Now this is sort of like the slap chop method, but we're doing this with black dry or with silver dry brushing instead of with white or gray. Okay. But getting it silver, all right, that silver in all of those pop out points is the first step. Okay, because believe it or not, this is a lot easier than you might think. All right. Now with a lot of miniature painting, I've noticed something over the past 20 years since I started doing this casually, which is a lot of folks are like, I don't know, man, that high gloss coat, blah, 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 you know, it should be a dull coat and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong. I didn't like dull coat anything until I started checking out minis. You know, that was one of the things that kind of made me go, wow, you know, because I like shiny, because I'm not a modeler. Okay. See, here we got before, before, after. All right. And that's just the first coat of this silver. Okay. Yeah. First coat of this silver. So, but as I said, I have a lot of friends that work in special effects in the movie industry. So I'm going to give you guys a little secret so y'all can practice. All right. All of Darth Vader's armor was plastic. Okay. And I always wondered how the plastic toys at the swap meet, the 99-cent store, and the mecca of Toys R Us. Of course, I'm more of a KB kid. You know, if you guys don't know, back in the 90s, there were two major toy stores in the United States, Toys R Us and KB Toys. Toys R Us had commercials. They had a mascot by the name of Jeffrey the giraffe. Okay. And, you know, they even had theme songs. Okay. Every Christmas, everybody wanted to be a Toys R Us kids. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid. I mean, Toys R Us is so indicative of toys that, like, even Donald Glover in a stand-up special talked about how he and his family went to Toys R Us every weekend. They didn't talk about buying anything, but you would take the kids to Toys R Us, drop them off, and they would run around playing with the toys and all that stuff. And it's one of the immature, childish places that I have never worked. I've worked at comic stores, I've worked at game stores. I've never worked at Toys R Us. Okay. And now where I live, the nearest Toys R Us was like 7-8 miles away. And when you're 9 or 10, 7 or 8 miles may as well be a damn continent. You know, oh yes, I will tell you from growing up in the time where the children lived in this place called the outside. If we had to travel 4 or 5 miles, we didn't know the language. Oh, we had to get together with other people and learn the other vernaculars of the next city over, so that we could go to these other places and go to this place called Toys R Us, with the R spelled backwards. We thought it was a Russian store that focused on toys. However, but there was a second store, okay, a second store that had toys. And this store was amazing, especially in the 90s. This store was called KB Toys. Kaybe. Not to be confused with K-Fab toys, you wrestling maniacs. No, just KB, all right? KB Toys. And the KB Toy Store was a store that only existed inside the mall. And it really was a matter of, you could go to the mall as a teenager, and the mall near where I lived had two stores that essentially knew me by name, okay? And that was Walden Books, actually three: Walden Books, Spencer's, and KB Toys. Okay? But when I was at the KB Toys growing up, I would see toys and I'm like, how did I get them so shiny? I mean, I know it's plastic, but and I didn't find out until I was like 40 about the different painting techniques on plastic. Okay, because you don't know this as a kid. You open up the toy, it's all shiny and super awesome. Come on, don't come off, don't come off, don't come off. I only put like one bead of glue on this thing's face. But yeah, we spent a lot of time. But yeah, so, and every time I do something that's robot based or metal, like a vehicle or something like that, I want to get a really high shine. Okay, I really do. And I'm like, how do you do it? And in all my years, all I've come across is, oh man, it's easy. All you do is buy this tool that costs $260,000 an ounce in order to do the stuff that you want to do on it. And yeah, I mean, what do you mean you don't have $250,000? Well, if you don't have that, then you shouldn't be painting. Meh. Gate closed. Thank you, keeper. Okay. So, there we go. Now you see, we're getting all that down there. And as you guys can see, I'm just slopping this on. I'm not even washing off my brush. If you guys paint miniatures and you're looking at what I'm doing, you're probably going, no, your layers are too thick and they're all gonna laugh at you. And I'm like, dude, stop. Okay. But getting a good candy coat or getting a good shine is the result of quite a few different steps. Okay. I remember back in 2005, 2006, I loved watching those shows on the Discovery Channel and various other places that were those competitions and building stuff I could never afford. I'm talking like American Chopper and mainly the let's build a custom Harley Davidson competition. Like, this one's for Jay Leno. And I saw one in particular where the guy was like, yeah, no, I've been painting cars and bikes since I was like 16 years old. And then he showed his process and he's like, yep, layer 28 of this paint. And I'm like, okay, bro, you've been in that garage for like 2 days spraying paint and huffing all that. You got to be huffing, because 27 layers, is it really that critical? Is it really that important? Not realizing that I was talking to the TV of a dude that literally made millions of dollars a year doing that. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was getting paid millions of dollars a year for 27, 28 coats of paint, you damn right I'd be doing 27, 28, 29 layers of paint. What is that? Is it if you value the magic of three? I don't know what that means, dude. I guess you guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is cool. Please keep talking amongst yourselves. Get to know each other, because if we're not all friends here, then I'm doing my job wrong. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and we are literally just, we're getting all of that in. And for this guy, I'm not going grim dark. He's not gonna use all that stuff. Nah, I want this guy to look slick and clean, so that when I put him down on the table, people go, oh my god, that mini looks so cool. Or, dude, where did you buy that toy? And I'll be like, I bought it from this guy But if you want one printed, you can pay him $60. You know, that's a really big thing. You know, you can pay him $60 to print up the thing. So, but yeah, you guys see we have very much this ironmonger, you know, this ironmonger pattern that we've got going right now with all of this silver. You know why? Because Tony Stark did this in a cave with scraps. You know, that's what we got over here. So we have to let that dry, and let's go back to the gun. And you see, the gun itself, it dries all right, but it's time for another coat. Another coat. That's what we're gonna do. You know, so that's what we got. So yeah, there we go. And again, I thought about this, and I'm like, dude, so I've been doing research. Again, notice this is the second coat of silver, but I only had to do one of gunmetal. Okay, and there's two reasons for that, and this is something that you guys need to know when it comes to getting paint. Not all paint is the same, okay? And this is something I gotta let a lot of new painters and stuff know, because I know what my complications were. You know, when I was a kid, especially when you grow up poor in the ghetto or the trailer park, don't care which one it is that you come from, we're led to a lot of false impressions, okay? And by false impressions, I talked about this a little bit with the idea of the montage. See, these guys are nice, but we need them brighter, okay? The montage is essentially this big thing where it makes stuff look like the time it took to do it is a lot less than the time that it actually took to do it. All right. So I know when I first started painting stuff, when I very first started painting stuff, I used to think, one thick coat and it will magically work. And that was never the case. And then I would always be frustrated and have, you know, real talk, real confession time. Now see, with the second coat we got here, first coat there. Before, very close to gun order. And, there you go, there. Before and after. Now black and white black and white now in color is now saying, did it print with the joints or did I build it? I actually, I did something a little different. I actually printed this one in pieces and glued it together. I am not a big fan of doing that because, I lose little things all the time, you know, and when it comes to my IKEA furniture and stuff like that, I don't care if there are pieces left over. You know, I really don't. I'm like, oh, pieces are missing, whatever. But yeah, oh my God, it's almost been an hour. And we just got the first coat down. And I'm gonna do something for you guys, which is, since you guys are helping me with this paint scheme, I am not going to move on to the other stuff. Like, we're gonna do this together. You, me, them, everybody. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do all that. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And there it is. So I'm gonna put a couple of coats of that silver on here, and I'm not gonna move on to the other stuff, possibly until next week in our next episode of the Hobby Haul. Now, I normally do this show for about 2 hours, you know, a couple of hours just to make sure that we're in. So, there's a couple of other things, like, one of the SoCal based deckers is trying to figure out a game to teach their young nephew. Not write a game or anything, but to choose a game for their nephew that is appropriate to learn for a 9-year-old. Okay. And by appropriate, I don't mean in those freaking Fox News values. I'm talking rules light, a lightweight game that a 9-year-old would not just enjoy, but would be able to teach their friends and play with more people. And that is a balancing act. That is very much a balancing act, because my friend is in their early 40s and they are not used to how intelligent kids are. You know, we think, oh my God, this was hard. Oh yeah, now see, now that is a juxtaposition. Look at that. Look at that. Just did this side. Second coat, first coat. Second coat, first coat. So yeah, and next thing you know, we're doing 27. So, but yes, to answer your question, black and white now in color, I did build this. All right. I really did, you know. So I'm expecting a correspondence from him to figure out a game. Of course, I'm going to recommend One Page Rules because it is rules light, but there's about 16 other games that are easy enough for a grown-up to believe they can teach a kid. Notice I did not say 15 other games where a grown-up, oh yeah, I gotta get the top here. Yeah, I heard those jerks from the game store. Hey man, you missed your spot. Shut up. You know, I'm just trying to help. Shut up. So yeah, we're just gonna put that in there. And I can always re-go over this silver with the gunmetal when the time comes. Oh, but we gonna do it. Oh, we got so much to do. So in order to really make the candy coat or the super high shine on this great big wobot going, yeah, we want to get this shiny, because the next step over this is we are going to coat this in lacquer. Okay. And when I say lacquer, automotive enamel gloss. That's the next step. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. This thing is going to shine. Like I said, I want a crab to come into the studio and sing me a song about the condition of this thing. All right, a New Zealand crab. You know, I don't want them to talk about how I'm the most beautiful girl in the room, because I'm not a girl. And I'd better be the most attractive in the room. I'm in here alone. So, but yeah, we're just gonna get in all there, and you know, we're doing the top. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So yeah, it's actually funny. I said that to someone. I'm like, oh wow, how's it going? You know, how does it feel to be the most beautiful girl in the room? You know, and she's actually, I said, you know, it must be a really big burden for you to be the most beautiful girl in the whole room. And she laughed and she's like, I'll take it. And I'm like, cool. You know, just one of those things. You know, no, I wasn't dropping game, you know. She was born on a day that I could cognizantly remember. And for those of you guys that think that age is nothing but a number, have fun with that. But if I know what I was doing on the day you were born, you are too young for me. Or more to the point, I am too old for you. You know, I put this to the test. That's a thing. All right. But yeah. So and it has come off of the base, which is good. That's good. That's actually a lot easier for me to deal with, and I can get better angles. So don't let it, when your model's glue gives or breaks or whatever, it's not a thing. You know, that is actually an opportunity to do something a little better. You know, like I said, I put this stuff together. I use super glue to put everything down. I normally print the whole model as 1 or 2 pieces, okay? And when I say that, the feet, this part, that part, this part, that part there, they were all done. They are all separate pieces. And I did this in pieces because my friend wanted his done in pieces. So since I had to test the machine to make sure that all my settings were right and to fix any user error, I had to print mine in pieces. And I'm not gonna lie, I do not like printing robots in pieces because I hate trying to adjust the hips. Okay? Yeah, I know this robot has so many details. I normally take STL files into Mesh Mixer, which is a free 3D design software that I've been using for years, and I stick them all together inside that program. And then I export that as a new STL, and that is what I print. Okay? Yes, I do my own supports and all that stuff. I don't think that it's a really big problem, you know, but if you guys are thinking about getting into 3D printing and getting a 3D printer, be it FDM, which is the one that you use the spools for, or SLA, which is what I live and die by, just do not fall into the trap that a lot of new printers fall into. Okay, it is not a replicator from Star Trek. In fact, a lot of people get them, and they let's see. Ooh, an RPG. Thanks, Black and White Now in Color. I'll look that up a little bit later. Might even talk about it tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but Friday on the show. And this week, I've got special guests for the rest of the week, so that's going to be cool. At least I should. I haven't talked to Darkwing. You know, yeah, I haven't talked to Darkwing yet. But if all goes well, yeah, Darkwing will be back tomorrow. And yeah, we've got Mello coming back on Friday, and that is awesome. So, okay. Here we go. There we go there. Okay. So yeah. See? And now it's all silver. Ooh, look at the silver. Oh yeah. You know, but we ain't done yet because we are gonna put more silver on this guy. Okay, yes, more silver, but not on the undercarriage. We're just gonna put more silver on the panels and stuff like that because I don't know if you guys have seen cars, but the engine on a car is very rarely the same color as the door. All right. I'm not really a car guy. All right. It was less than a year ago that I rebuilt my first carburetor on my motorcycle, and I did it because I couldn't afford the gas to get back and forth to work. Okay, so thank you, YouTube, for being YouTube. But what I will say is one thing I noticed is my bike is purple because I'm a Prince fan and a nerd, and not every component of my bike is purple. You know, my frame, black. My engine started silver. Okay, and now it's black because of dirt and grime and oil and all those things that make a machine a machine. You know, and yeah, I paint my bike all the time because I do it with rattle can. And I was so mad because the color that I love my bike to be has been discontinued by the company that made it, and I'm like, bah! You know, because I put saddle boxes and stuff on it. So. And by saddle boxes, I mean I bought some ammo cans and drilled holes in them and stuck them on the bike, and then had to paint them to make them look like they were part of the bike, because I can't afford $500 or $600 to put saddlebags on my bike, and then another $400 to put that little trunk on the back of the bike, you know. But I can afford $20 one month, $20 another month, and $15 a month after that. You know what I mean? Do I prefer getting models I can put together myself or already built? Seriously, Call of Fortnite, I hate assembling models. Okay, I'm not a model maker. I didn't grow up making models. That's not my bag. Okay, I like toys. And when I first started this hobby, I looked at it like, wait, I just spent $80 on a damn toy that I have to put together and paint? No, I don't like that. A lot of people are like, yeah, but you can pose them any way you want. But I'm used to coveting action figures, which have all these different points of articulation. So I can pose them any way that I want straight out the box. You know? So yeah, I mean that's, you know. So to answer your question, no, I like buying minis that are already put together. And I 3D print the majority of mine. And I take all the, if I get an STL file that comes in pieces, as I said a little earlier, I put those pieces together in 3D design software, and I export them in as few pieces as possible. I generally do legs, body, arms. Okay, like real talk. That's generally what I do. So instead of having piece, I go legs, upper body, glue. That's what I prefer to do. If I have to do any gluing at all, I want to glue as little as possible. Okay. And newer G stuff has been, yeah, the newer GW stuff has been monopose. Exactly. So I'm like, well, if the new GW stuff is going to be monopose, like when I print my minis from onepagerules, since I'm part of their Patreon, I get a bunch of stuff from them every month. But even when you buy the STLs for their models, those STLs are the files that you feed into the software that plugs into a 3D printer. They have supported and unsupported, meaning they come with the little supports that keep the thing from falling down while it's being built. And they have in pieces or combined. Combined is pre-assembled. And then they say combined and supported. That's the file that I use because it takes longer to print. Make no mistake, it takes a lot longer to print, and the risk is a little bit higher because if the print fails, you're out of a lot of resin, and my resin costs about $50 a liter. So like this guy, you know, in order to get him right, I spent more than $60. Okay. And the cost only comes down for me if I print like 5 more. But what am I going to do with that many of these things? You know, the answer is play a really big game. Yeah, when I have time and have someone to play with and all that. But if they're for me to be around my house going, hey, Mr. Iron Man, who's trying to kill you? Oh, wait a second. I got a little bit better. My brain, I'm a giant robot. Oh, no. You know, that's what I do it for. And, so yeah, I don't mind that my stuff comes in one piece. Also, I've known a lot of hoarders, and I've seen a lot of companies that bank on that. Games Workshop. So I don't fall under fear of missing my opportunity of buying that thing. I don't. Oh yeah, look at that. You see? Now this is starting to look, yeah, Go Robot 5. Yeah, exactly. The Jackson 5. Yeah, see, if I tried that Neon Arlecchino, all of them would be named Tito. Because seriously, Randy and Tito tend to be the most forgotten. Hang on. Randy, Tito, Michael, Jermaine. There were 2 more. All right. Anyway. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I could look it up. And yeah, I love, you know, everybody loves Michael. You know, everybody loves Michael Jackson. And I'm a fan of Jermaine because he was the bass player. You know, and the fact that he was playing those bass lines while singing and dancing, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that is a real big thing. Boop, boop, boop. And again, I need these guys to shine. I need them all bright. Now, there used to be a paint brand out there called Mithril Silver. And this was miniature paint, which means the pigmentation particles that were surrounded in the paint medium were much thinner and highly concentrated. Okay? When I said not all paints are the same, most artist paints are thicker and their pigment particles are chunkier. They're much chunkier, which means I'm on the third coat now. I would have been done. yeah, good call, Neon Arlecchino. Bite down on it. Matter of fact, have a Jolly Rancher before the show in case you have to bite down on your tongue, and you know, that way your tongue will taste like Jolly Rancher. Okay. But yeah, so with Mithril Silver, the way that it used to be, I would have been done with this like 3 coats ago. Oh, there we go. Yeah, a Capri Sun. Cool. Capri Sun it up. All right. So let's take a little bit of a break because I'm going to show you guys what the step is after lacquer. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys the step after lacquer because I think that the step after lacquer is so awesome. So let's move this but yeah, so oh my god, see, I just tried picking it up and its leg popped off. But yeah, look at this guy. See, yeah, this right here, this is why I hate models that come in pieces, because now I've got to line this leg up with the feet and go through all this to make sure it stands properly, and I just don't like doing that. Okay? I really don't. I don't like doing it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get a little bit started on the feet that popped off and get these guys painted in a decent silver-ish type vibe going. And one of the reasons I can do it like this, not many people are going to be looking at the feet except for you guys if ever we meet in person, and you're going to be like, "Oh, can I see the robot that you painted?" And I'll be like, "Which one?" And you'll be like, "You know, the one that looks like Jeff Bridges in Iron Man 1." And I'll be like, "Sure, here you go." And then you'll look directly at its feet going, "Oh yeah, that's what you meant." And I'll be like, "Give me that thing. You know, get out of my house." You know, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm literally just going to do that. But again, guys, sadly, with the theme that y'all picked, or with the colors that y'all picked, and the theme that I picked, yeah, this is going to be a multiple thing, because now I've got to spray this down. And I'm not doing it here at the desk in the Wizard's Tower, because as great as the entertainment would be of you guys watching me sitting here huffing paint fumes, I don't think that Twitch would take too kindly to that. You know, yeah, I'll do this real quick. Let me just, yeah, so, you know. But yeah, that's some good stuff. But yeah, this stuff is coming along pretty great. But although I'm exemplifying one particular principle, I want to talk to you guys about that principle that it turns out I'm exemplifying currently, and that is patience. Okay? It's really easy to just keep on whacking away at this thing and to try and rush and skip steps, right? Because silver on this looks awesome. This looks like 90% of the toys that I wanted when I was a kid. I'm gonna try and put his leg back on. But in order to do that, I gotta do this the hard way, and I hate doing it because I'm almost out of glue. So much so that I gotta do my "so you're running out of glue" hack, which is open up the bottle and take a stir stick and scoop it out and use the stir stick as a spatula. again, I not a big fan of having to do that. Okay? Because yeah, you got the spatula method down there. Ooh, I'm not sure which was the front. Oh yeah, that was the front. Okay. So yeah, so to answer your guys' questions, specifically yours, Fortnite. Yeah, no, I hate doing models. Okay, because I finally got this guy in the right position. It wouldn't ruin the work, okay? I don't believe that work can easily be ruined. I don't have that level of perfection. I do my best to not live with the Scandinavian levels of precision. Not being racist, guys. Scandinavia is known globally for their precision and their precision work, their attention to detail. Hey, I got the leg back. Again, I love this. This is so great. Okay. Like that is, don't get me wrong. There is one culture on this planet that I'm not a big fan of, so I don't talk about them at all, ever. And so yeah, put this guy's shoulder pads on because I grew up in the 80s and I come from the time of all of the shoulder pads all the time. And yeah, I'm a fan of all of the shoulder pads all the time, and you can't tell me different. But yeah, the more paint that this guy gets on, oh god, this is looking so fun. This is, yeah, right, this was money well spent. And I say that because even looking at it where it is right now, I am going, yes. YASS, yes. All right. Now there are various clear coats. Okay, there's a lot of clear coat that you can use. Some you brush on, some you use out of an airbrush. There's a lot. There's a whole bunch. And I don't know if I have any brush on clear coat in the archive. You know what? I'm gonna pop off this guy's head. Haha, I crush your head. I crush your head. Haha, I tell another dated joke. Dated joke. But that also lets me get in here. Yeah. And I dropped my palette onto the floor. Never seen and used, never. Where did that be? But yeah, the super high level of shine is really important. And I mean really important. Because the shinier the thing you're dealing with, the shinier your thing at the end. Now, as I said, I'm not all about I'm not a big person on precision, as it were, because I'm really not. I may have a degree in physics, but I got it with a C average. I was more about function over form, and function for its purpose. And I'm sure you guys have picked up on that if you're fans of the channel. Because my first question to any of you is, let's see. Do I think people who paint models can sometimes focus on being accurate more than just enjoying the painting? Yes. Yeah, I do. I do. I've seen it. I watch it all the time. In my group of friends, I'm that guy. Okay? I am that one guy that says, dude, why are you painting this? Is the painting of this toy the reason that you bought it? Or was playing the game that it's associated with the reason that you bought it? Follow Fortnite. You're new to the channel, which means you haven't seen the years and years and years and years and years and years and years of episodes I've dedicated to never forgetting your purpose. Remember why you do something, because it's pretty easy to get lost in a lot of that stuff. And it's pretty easy to fall into what I call the culture of getting lost in that. You know, my friends know, they know at this point in our friendship to absolutely not pick up the models that I do, look at it close, and start telling me where the spots are that I missed. I literally take my stuff out of their hands, I pack up my things, and I go. Because I go to my friends to play games, not for an art lesson. I have friends that I go to art lessons about, okay? I have professional artists in my Rolodex. Yes, I said Rolodex. I'm old, okay? I've got professional friends in my Rolodex that I can go to and straight up say, dude, this is what I do. Show me how to get better. In fact, I'm going to be doing that pretty soon, you know, because one of my friends isn't on a television show for a little while. So I have the chance to go to him and get my airbrush skill up, learn more about contrast, learn more about art, because I had an interesting experience. I told you guys in October when there was not very many shows I was doing. It was because I was working for a special effects artist. And this guy is one of the best I've ever seen. Okay? Ever seen. Oh! Thank you. Oh, wait. Yeah. Thank you so much, Call of Fortnite, for subscribing, and Jennerin for gifting a tier. You are awesome. But yeah, gifting a tier 1 thing, like, yeah, that is awesome. And I noticed something, which was after I healed from the amount of pain that job put me through, and there was a lot. One of the things that I noticed was after I healed, I got better at this stuff that I do with you guys. Working with him, pushed my skills far beyond where it was that I thought I was capable of and where I desired to be. Okay, and I'm talking leagues beyond. I see the improvement of my work between November and today in ways, hell, I can see things in my work that I couldn't see before. Okay, I learned that much. And I don't want to go to him asking for another job because I'm still not qualified to work with him. But I know now that I might want to be one day. And that is where we get into the thing I talk about with you guys all the time. There is so much in this world, in this life to learn and experience and improve through. And we as human beings live in an amazing time. I've spent my entire life learning stuff, going places, doing things. And I've got 3 things that I marvel at, like magic, okay? And again, I'm a sorcerer. Well, okay, I'm a wizard, but y'all know what I mean. Okay, but the things that I marvel at, the stuff that I go, wow, mankind is amazing, you know, is the airplane. The airplane, I'm just like, dude, for skeptics and atheists and stuff out there that go, believing in magic is stupid. I'm like, dude, we live in a world where we throw 20 tons of metal into the air and we ride it to the moon. That's magic. No, that's just high technology. Shut up. Keep your wonder. Because when you lose your wonder, when you lose your hopes and your dreams and you talk down all of the things that are wonderful and amazing about living life and being human, your joy and your happiness follow so quickly. Okay? If you want to hear what an unhappy person really sounds like, just listen for I know, but. The more I know, but I know, but I know, but it's like, dude, be unhappy, be cynical. All right. Forget the miracle that we're under. The second thing is related to the number one thing, and that is the smartphone. The cell phone in general, but the smartphone, really, really awesome. Okay. Primarily because when I was growing up, TV made me promises. Okay, so many promises. I was promised hoverboards, I was promised flying cars, I was promised a lot more neon, and one of the only promises that was kept to me by TV, my real god as a child, was Visiphones. Okay, the fact that we can FaceTime and Zoom and Skype and all of that stuff, I think is amazing. But that's tied into the number one thing that I marvel at. And I mean this. Yeah, Nike shoes that lace by themselves. Well, we have those, but I don't really care about shoes. I mean, real talk, I wear mid-thigh high motorcycle boots all the time. I gotta get some slippers. So yeah, my shoe game, not that. You know, people are like, wait, are you wearing go-go boots or Han Solo boots? I'm like, sure. So you know, my boots zip up, so that's a thing. But the number one thing that I marvel at is directly related to what I'm talking to you guys about right now. And that is the internet. I think that the internet is the most amazing thing in all of human accomplishment. We've set up a way for anyone to talk to anyone else in real time in 96% of the planet. And it just keeps growing. We're literally getting the universal translators from Star Trek. So you can make a friend in freaking Papua New Guinea and use the software to understand what they're saying to you, and they can use that same software, and you can get to know and bond with people all over the world anytime. The only limitation is what you're willing to do. Not to mention, because of the internet, hang on, I gotta plug in my speaker. Because of the internet and the smartphone, we have access to 81% of the accumulated knowledge of all of mankind that has been written down. You know, and so this is all super important because no one knows everything, okay? But we can know more than any generation before us at any time. And that level of curiosity, and wonder, that's huge. I know a lot of people who don't want to learn anything more, who think they're done. You know, and they don't want to learn any more languages or learn any new skills or anything like that. And okay, cool. If that's where you're happy, they're not happy. But if that's where you're happy, dude, yeah, just go for it. But if they ever change their mind, it's all there, all the time. Okay? And that is huge. That is huge. So I was happy with where I was with my art, my painting and all that stuff. And then I worked for a professional who I was happy with the level that I was at in, say, South Central Los Angeles. This dude is on Jupiter with his skills. Okay, seriously. He is just a whole nother planet. Matter of fact, he's on Jupiter in another dimension. And And in trying to keep up with him for that 9 weeks that I worked for him, ooh, you know, I'm not going to say he brought me to Jupiter. I'm not even going to say he brought me to Mars, okay? But he got me from South Central Los Angeles, at least Hollywood, and I kind of dig that. So I'd like to see if I can go as far as Culver City or as far as LAX, you know? So I'm going to work on that. And I didn't have that desire before. Now I do. And it's good to have the access. But yeah, and I'm getting to this to let you guys know that it's always possible to learn more, to go further, you know, for your standards to raise and stuff like that. This is why when I talk to you guys about anything, I always talk to you about my 3-inch rule. When you want to improve at something, just try and go 3 inches further than you did the last time you tried to improve. Just 3 inches, okay? I am never gonna get to Jupiter with my ex-boss. I don't see that happening. Okay, I don't. The dude has been in the field since 1986, okay? He's on the same level as Adam Savage. So I'm never gonna get that far, okay? I don't think there's enough time that I'll be alive to get his level of experience and expertise. He's been working on it for 40 freaking years. I'm already 45. So unless I'm doing it 8 to 13 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, I might catch up with where he is now by the time I'm 90. I ain't that interested. I'm really not. I'm not that interested. But I know I can go further than I have. And with you guys and myself, that patience. Again, I'm gonna turn the light back on over here to show you guys what we got. I just gotta frame this up in a much more organized fashion. But yeah. So in order to don't go. Oh, my phone is here. There we are. So yeah, in order to really do this stuff, the question I gotta ask, and the way that I have to keep doing this is like, you know what? Can I keep doing this? And the answer is look. Now, this is not absolute ready for the next coat, but you know, it's gonna take a little bit longer. Am I gonna try and get this there right here, right now? Nah. Nah. I have to dry. I have to put another couple of coats on, and then I have to hit it with the high gloss lacquer, and then I have to let that dry. The process takes as long as the process takes, and that has absolutely nothing to do with how good I am at this. And a lot of the things that you guys do, I do, we all do, they have certain set limitations, certain set times to be what they are. And seriously, that's what they got. They're being their time, they're doing their time. And that has nothing to do with us. But I know living in the world that we live in currently, where we're held responsible for things outside of our power, it's hard not to internalize that. Don't internalize it. I have no bearing on how long it takes for this paint to get solid enough for the next layer. Yeah, I could get a hairdryer and freaking bake it closed. I could do that, but that would require me going out and buying a hairdryer, because all I have is a heat gun, and I will be damned if I set this place on fire. So this is as far as I'm going for today. I could push myself and finish this whole thing tonight, but I'm not going to. All right? Because we're doing this together over the next few weeks. And when it's done, it's going to be so freaking cool. And I'm going to be patient enough with myself to make sure that we take the time to do this right. This might be the best model I've ever painted on or off the show. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But the whole point that I'm coming to with all this, guy, is to be patient. Keep your wonder. Okay? Look at the miraculous world we live in, even though the people are kind of terrible right now. But they're not as terrible as we think. Okay? They're really not as terrible as we think. The loud ones, yeah. But most of the people, and this is me and franking out, I do believe that people are fundamentally decent. Just decent, if not good. All right? But with all that, I want to thank you guys for showing up today. All right? And if you guys got any questions or comments or anything, or want to send an email, like if you want to participate in the show, right? And you want to send an email for me to read on the show, as a matter of fact, I'm going to check the inbox to see if anyone else did. Ooh, no one else has. Then send an email to backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Twitter and over on Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. On TikTok, I'm BidP, BIDPY. And of course, if you're part of that wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Facebook, you can look me up after you join Deckers on the Book. All right, Deckers on the Book is our other open community where we can talk and all that stuff. All right, I'm really happy that you guys are here. And again, like I said, I know yesterday's episode was kind of heavy, so we're taking it easy. Tomorrow, hopefully, we will have a guest. And you know, you guys get to hang with us and ask us questions and all that jazz, because how awesome is that? I want to give a special thanks to Clever Little Vixen is back. Oh, wow. That's been a while. Okay, holding it down. Let's see. Ox 2, Alisadra, Black and White Now in Color, Call of Fortnite, Cthulhu, Commander Root, Drop Snatch, Intim, Isabel, Jenna Wren, Katana, Lori Pub, and Neon Arlecchino. Okay, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Neon, for popping up the invitation to the Discord. Okay, and I want you guys to remember that, yeah, keeping up your wonder, understanding that with time, a little bit of commitment, the commitment to another 3 inches, we can learn or achieve just about anything, especially with the tools that are put forth to us today. And if anybody tells you that you can't like what you like because of the circumstances of your birth, be it race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, neurodivergency, or your budget, you can tell them to take any of those cards and put them back in the deck. You know why? Because we got you here. Okay? You are one of us, and Deckers, we're good. So with that, guys, I'm Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and thank you guys for being here. And we will see you guys tomorrow on the dark side of the room. But until then, thank you for being here with me today in the Hobby Hall.